Well, my family initially moved in the Fruit Belt in the early 50s. When neighborhoods change, there's always this high point and low points. I prefer to think about the higher points, things that I learned about how to be a good neighbor.
It's a historic neighborhood, probably one of the oldest neighborhoods within the Western New York community, but it's also one of the most underserved communities.
You're going to color these in, and then are you going to write something? Our youth need character building. You know, in mentoring, we do that. They also need homework help. And what we want to make sure is that our kids don't just have a faith base. They can actually be employed. They can give back to their community.
The Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus has known from its inception that it needed to and it wanted to engage with its surrounding communities. They knew that they wanted to have a dialogue with them on substantive issues that would relate to both of them. Areas like jobs, housing, public access, streetscaping, artwork, all of those became grist for positive discussions that I think a real partnership has forged.
My father purchased this business in 1960, and that was when it was a lot of employment here. When you see a lot of development, that means dollars, and to me it means progress, and I just wouldn't like to see us left out of it.
Now that we have a structure, we have a process, how do we effectively facilitate dialogue? So if you turn to page 20 in your participant workbook.
The program itself is actually helping these leaders develop different leadership traits, some from things simple as how to hold an effective meeting, budgeting, how to engage major institutions such as BNMC, UB. So we give them professional training classes, 8 weeks, 8 classes, and then we also have a mentor that helps them kind of move through the process, learn to work together.
When you're with groups and when you build trust and faith, you have to sometimes live through your embarrassment and your vulnerability. So we're going to practice today, okay?
You have one group who's a good group, but they're working by themselves. Another group who's a good group, they're working by themselves. You know, we're all working in these silos. If we work together, we can do more and really help all of the people in the Fruit Belt. And I think this leadership group is showing us that.
And as part of this program, they get, as a group, $7,500 to spend toward a project that will benefit the neighborhood. And as you can imagine, with a group of at least 18 to 20 people every time, we get quite a lot of different opinions. Now, the next challenge is goals. And I think what we ought to do is generate lots of goals and then select. How's that?
It's a work in progress. We have to learn that we can't always have our way.
As we're sitting down and we're throwing out different ideas, and we're also learning to trust one another and to say, okay, you know, you want to do the same thing I want to do. Why not do this together and pool resources?
What I hope to get out of the training that I didn't have before is a sense of stability, just to bridge that gap, so to speak, with the other side of Main Street and coming over to this side.
We like to have people from every aspect of Western New York. Some of them will not be able to afford to go through our programs without a scholarship. What we can do is help introduce them to the other people in our network and make sure that they can grow and they can prosper and they can expand their networks to be successful.
The medical campus has a great potential to bridge the city of Buffalo, not just the Fruit Belt, but the entire Western New York area.
Our selfish interest is when we need to communicate to that neighborhood, we'll have a body of representatives that fairly represents that community. So on one end, we're building leaders. On the other end, we're building partners that we can work with moving forward.